say that I want to do a circle, and you don't always have to do little pieces like this. A circle is almost impossible to cut, but I'm going to show you one way you can do this. So first I'm going to use a template and kind of say, okay, if I wanted to do this as a solid, I'm going to use the stencil. You can draw with a Sharpie on glass. Just before we fire it, I'll give you nail polish remover or alcohol, rubbing alcohol, and you can remove it with a Q-tip with that. So first what I'm going to do is cut this down. So using my scoring tool, I'm going to go across this way, maybe across this way. And all these little pieces that I break off that I'm not using are going to go back in the yellow glass container. We can color separate so the next student can then do that. Now one thing is I can try to follow this line, but this is so tiny that when I go to break it, I'll be shocked if this works. Maybe it will, just because I'm recording it. Okay, so I was able to break some of that off, but now I have this sharp little point. So the next tool I can use, and be aware that these glass pieces might stick up and cut students. That's the best way to get hurt. So just be aware, I do have gloves here, and I also do have tweezers. If you need to pick something out, you can tweeze it out or use the gloves just for safety purposes. So the next tool I'm going to use is called the glass nippers. And again, you're only using these tools at the back table. You're never taking any of these glass tools to your table. This especially, they stay at the cutting table here, and you must always wear protections on your eyes. So even if you're at the back table and you're not cutting, but someone else is, this glass is going to go flying, which is why I have a bucket. The glass nipper tools sometimes break it by squeezing it or also just bending it against the glass. Think of these as eyeballs. You want the eyeballs to be facing up, and this is going to go at a perpendicular angle. So from the side view, it's going to look like this. But I want to do it in this direction so that my glass goes flying into the bucket and not across the room at someone's face. So I'm going to hold this here. From the side view, I'm clipping off that little end. So I'm going to clip this and break that off. So the breaking tool a lot of students like to use because it's sort of like, think about if you're eating, I don't know, maybe you like the crust of a sandwich, you're chewing off all the crust first, and I'm just kind of chewing around. Now, I'm not going to get a perfect smooth circle, but remember, when I fire the glass, it will round out and smooth it out. So there's no need to file this or go crazy. I'm pretty happy with that. That's about as good as I think I'm going to get, because the more obsessive I get, the more I might accidentally break too much glass. If you find that you're squeezing and your muscle's not working and it's not breaking it, if I turn it to the side, I'm just going to show you. All I need to do is use the the nipping tools to hold it, and then just gently bend this and angle it like that, and the glass will end up in here. Now, another thing, let's say you actually want to cut little pieces instead to fill in areas. This is another great way to just take a piece of glass and cut up a bunch of random little pieces. When you do that, make sure you collect these into a cup so that they don't get mixed up with someone else's, and then you can keep these cups in your project bin as long as there's a lid on it. I don't want glass floating around your project bin. You can use a Sharpie and put your name on it so that you can save the glass that you want to use for later if you've taken the time to cut it. So that's one way I can do a circle this way and glue it down here, or I can take all these little pieces and glue them on top. And that's the last thing I'm going to show you.